Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. Today I'm now going to be talking about the Baku Grand Prix weekend for F1 and F2. But before we get into it, let's first about next week's schedule race, which will be at Singapore, not only for F1, but also for the F1 Academy. So, let's first start with the F1 Academy, then we walk our way back down to F1. Practice and qualifying, both of them will be on a Friday. Practice will start at 3:20 to 3:50, and then qualifying will start at 7 to 7:30. Race 1, which will be on a Saturday, that'll start at 3:05 to 3:30, while on Sunday, that'll start at 3:35 to 4 o'clock. And then for F1, FP1, FP2, that'll be on a Friday. FP1, that'll start at 5:30 to 6:30, FP2 that'll start at 9 to 10. FP3 and qualifying on Saturdays, FP3 that'll start at 5:30 to 6:30, qualifying that'll start at 9 to 10, and then finally the race itself that'll start at 8 o'clock on a Sunday night. The first night race, I'm pretty sure, of the season. Obviously, one of that couple, I think, like Las Vegas, the Aspen is another one, Qatar, so quite a few tracks, I think, in the tail end of the season are night races, so that'll be pretty exciting there to watch. But let's have a look at the F2 results. For the F2 results, let's first start with the sprint race that was won by Joshua Dirksen, followed by Jack Rolfan and Gabriel Mini. Welcome to the F2 Championship, as he has scored his first podium in his first race. Then, for the rest of the top 10, we have Victor Martins, Gabriel Bortoleto, Paul Aaron, Andrea Kimi Antonelli, Christian Mansell, also welcome to the F2 Championship. Kush Miney and Zane Maloney ran out the top 10. Rotoma Miata did have a skill issue at the very tail end of the race, I believe, which I'm pretty sure caused a late safety car. But I mean, Dirksen, I am very impressed by him. I mean, I'll surely be honest. I am very, very impressed with how he's going this season. Just because that he was such an unknown driver for me that I thought he's going to struggle. No, he is exceeded my expectations a lot. So, Joshua Dirksen, amazing job. I mean, he's basically on the same boat as Antonelli, who skipped the F3 championship, I believe. So, both of those, you know, I mean, both of these drivers still very, very young. Yes, one of them has an F1 seat, one of them doesn't. But I'm pretty certain that Joshua Dirksen might maybe be in an academy team pretty soon of how he's been performing lately in this season for AIX Racing. So very impressive there by the Paraguayan driver. Then for the feature race, that was won by Richard Vishaw, followed by Victor Martins and Andrea Kimi Antonelli ran at the podium. Then for the top 10, we have Gabriel Bortoleto, Joshua Dirksen, Paul Aaron, Luke Browning, also welcome to the F2 Championship, Jack Rolfe, Dennis Hauger, and Christian Mansell ran out the top 10. This race was mainly well known for a massive crash on the very start of the race where it looked like Kush Miney just stalled and got plowed into, I'm guessing, by Niels Coulin, who is basically Mahava Raghunathan. If you haven't seen Mahava Raghunathan, Niels Coulin is basically Mahava Raghunathan. And then as well, I think Oliver Goethe flipped over as well, rolled over. Yeah, it was a pretty scary wreck, and it was literally red flag. I think Mini also had a wreck as well. There's quite a lot of drivers that crashed out, so it was classic Baku F2 moment. So at least we didn't get to miss that, but it did end on the caution because of Gabriel and Mini having another skill issue. So yeah, that's all I can really say about that. But Richard Vishaw finally, well, I wouldn't say finally, but I think this is now his second win of this season, I'm pretty sure, for him. So he gets to keep another win, unlike the last couple times. For the driver standings, now Gabriel Bortoleto is now your new championship leader, followed by Isaac Kaja, who continues to struggle. Then Zane Maloney, Paul Aaron, Jack Rolfan, Andrea Kimi Antonelli, Franco Colapinto, Victor Martins, Dennis Hauger, and Richard Vishaw ran out the top 10. I'll be very interested to see of how long Colapinto is in the top 10 in the next couple of races. But let's now have a look at the F1 results. And the winner of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix is Oscar Piastri, followed by Charles Leclerc. George Russell ran out the podium. Then Lando Norris, Max Verstappen, Fernando Alonso, Alexander Albon, Franco Colapinto. What a drive for him. Lewis Hamilton and Oliver Bearman, I'm pretty sure, is now the first ever driver in F1 history to score points in two different constructors. Very, very impressive there from the young Brit. Followed by Nico Hulkenberg, Pierre Gasly, Daniel Ricciardo, Zhou Guanyu, Esteban Ocon, Valtteri Bottas, and the 4 DNFs, which includes Sergio Perez, Carlos Sainz, Lance Stroll, and Yuki Tsunoda. Obviously the biggest one, Perez and Sainz collided like pretty late into the racing lap. I don't know, I'm gonna say how many laps did they? 50, I think 49 or something, like 49, 48 laps, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they were not too happy with them, with each other. Apparently as well, correct me if I'm wrong, but those two were fighting or something, like they've had arguments throughout the weekend or something, I'm not too sure, and this kind of boiled over. So yeah, not a good look, I'll be honest, for both those drivers. And to be fair, both those drivers were having a great time. I think they were in contention of getting in the final podium. We knew that Piastri and Leclerc were going to be 1 and 2 at some point, or in either order, but we knew that Perez and Sainz were either going to be in the podium in 3rd place, but both of them were a bit too aggressive with each other and crashed out. So pretty unlucky there, I'll be honest, in this for both drivers. And in my opinion, a bit of a racing incident. I think both of them were just were overly aggressive, I'll be honest. But Russell, he scores somehow another podium, which is very, very impressive there by him. Hamilton, who was struggling for this entire race, somehow finishes in the points. And Colapinto and Behrman. I mean, Behrman in his 2nd start in F1 scores another point. Colapinto in his 2nd ever start in F1 for Williams scores 4 points. The most ratio than Logan Sargent, which is very, very sad to say. Other retirements, Tsunoda had a collision, I'm pretty sure, with Lance Stroll on lap 1, so that's how he retired. Speaking of Stroll, he had a brake issue, so a skill issue on his end. And Perez and Sainz, yes, they collided on lap 49, and both those drivers retired. Fastest pit stop went to Valtteri Bottas. Fastest lap went to Lando Norris. Driver of the day does go to Oscar Piastri, followed by Lando Norris for some reason. Charles Leclerc, Sergio Perez for some reason as well, and Franco Colapinto entering his first driver of the day vote. Very, very impressive there from the young Williams driver. And as you can see as well, no penalties during the race. I swear McLaren was fined 5,000 euros because of a pit thing, but apparently it's not here for some reason. And now for the drivers' standings. Max Verstappen is still in the lead, followed by Lando Norris, Charles Leclerc, Oscar Piastri, Carlos Sainz, Lewis Hamilton. George Russell now moves up a spot in front of Sergio Perez. Then Fernando Alonso and Lance Stroll round out the top 10. Then we have Nico Hulkenberg, Yuki Tsunoda, Alexander Albon going up 4 spots over Daniel Ricciardo, Pierre Gasly, Oliver Behrman, and Kevin Magnussen. Esteban Ocon, Franco Colapinto moving up 2 spots over the 3 drivers who have yet to score points, well I should say 2 now, Zhou Guanyu, Logan Sargent, and Valtteri Bottas. And for the constructors, we now have a new constructor leader, McLaren, for the first time since 2014. God, been 10 years ago. And then Red Bull, Ferrari, Mercedes, Aston Martin, RB, Haas, Williams now moves up in front of Alpine and Stake. So just a reminder, the next week's schedule race will be at Singapore for the F1 Academy and for F1. So now, like, guys, to like, comment, and subscribe, it would really help me, especially on this channel. Let me know what you think of the Perez and Sainz collision. I'd love to hear your thoughts about that collision. But yeah, I mean, it was a very horrific incident, we'll say. So that's really about it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Catch you guys next time in the next one. Goodbye.